Here are the materials I'm going to be using for this tutorial. I've got a piece of Fabriano, I've got a drawing down, I've got 3 mushrooms. We're going to be doing this lovely still life, and you know, still lifes like this, they might seem a bit boring sometimes, but it's a lovely way to explore different painting possibilities, but it's also very good for your observational skills. Observing objects like this and looking how the light falls on them, the shape and form, maybe the texture, it's all great. It all adds to your bank of knowledge. So yeah, don't shy away from subjects like this. I've got a spray bottle here, I've got a big jug of clean water just off camera. I've always got a little bit of kitchen roll and 3 colours. I'm going to be using the permanent red, the Quinacriden Gold and the Ultramarine Blue, and of course you can change those colours completely. I've got a piece of wax and I've got a size 8 brush. Now, when you put the wax on, what you're doing is you're keeping highlights. So we're keeping those highlights, so we have to determine where the light is coming from. So let's have the light kind of coming from this area here, from this top half. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in just little smidges of wax resist onto the corners, maybe rub a little bit into that texture of the paper, look. Maybe a bit up here as well. Now, I know you can't see what I'm doing. I know that. I get it. But there's not a lot I can do about that. But once the washes are down, you'll kind of clearly see where that wax is. So, are you ready? Let's be brave. Let's take our 2 colours first. Let's take the Quinacriden Gold. I'll just move my spray bottle out of the way. Nice big wash of that. And let's take some of the red and a nice big wash of that. Now, we're going to be painting wet into wet on this one, and because I've got the wax down, that kind of gives me a bit of leeway because I know that I'm going to get some kind of highlights. So I can be brave. You can be brave. Okay, let's drop in these washes, and I don't mind if I go outside the lines a little bit either. That doesn't really concern me too much. Let's get some of the red as well and put some of that lovely red wash in there. And I can add a bit of water to that and just soften it down. I can even kind of link it into that next shape because they are touching, aren't they? A bit more red, I think. To that one. Add some water when I get to this point because I want it to be a bit lighter. And we can't link these 2 here, but we will be able to link them at some point when we put the shadow colour in. Again, let's take a nice red. Let's have that lovely juicy red, maybe on this side. Some of that gorgeous yellow. Let's let that run down there as well. So you can see how simple that is. We're just allowing those washes just to kind of work wet into wet onto the dry paper. And of course you can work on wet paper as well. You would wet it first if you wanted to. Now I'm on a slight angle and you can see these little tiny bits of water here just pooling. So I'll just give my paper a little bit of a tip. Giving it somewhere to go. Give it a shake. There we go, don't drop it. And just before it dries, I'm going to spray into that wash. Now, I do use this technique an awful lot, and I often say to people, and it's quite true, don't spray straight away. Let it settle into that paper a little bit. That's why I keep moving mine as well. Keep moving that wash around. So we're getting an even coverage, and it's kind of drying at the same time. And just as the sheen is going off the paper, that is when I will spray. If I give it a little spritz now, I think it's too wet, but I'll just give it a little go. So it's giving me a little bit of texture, as you can see, but I'm going to give it a little bit longer, let it dry a bit more and give it another spritz. So as you can see, mine are nice and dry now, and I'm going to go in with the double wax. So I've already put wax down and that's kept some of the whiter highlights. I'm going to go over it again now and keep the yellow highlights. So wherever I put this, it will preserve the lightness of the paper. And the wash that's underneath it, which in this case is that lovely yellow. Let's have a little bit more here. Let's put some little dots in there as well, because we've got those lovely kind of textures going on, haven't we, within the mushroom, so that's going to help catching a few little highlights. Know when to stop, so I'll stop. Right, we're going to keep it nice and simple. Let's start to add shadows to our shapes. So let's take the Ultramarine Blue, just a very light wash of that for now. And let's look at the first mushroom. So the light's coming from this left-hand side, so I'm going to put a nice shadow down that edge like that. And I'm going to run it across and down into that section. So that means I'm painting around that mushroom shape. Let's put that nicer, darker wash in there, and a little, maybe a little bit coming around like that. Adding some water and just softening those marks down. So what that's done for me is it's given me the idea that it's 3D, hasn't it? Let's do another one. Let's paint it rather dark underneath here. Underneath that lovely curl. And let's make it darker along this edge as well. And maybe a little bit darker down that stalk. Again, cleaning my brush, softening away, just melting that paint into the paper, like so. Can you see? Things are starting to happen. Let's make this darker on this side. And as I come up to this area here, I'll leave that as a nice light. Let's put some of that shadow down into that stalk as well. Cleaning my brush, just softening those harder edges. There we go. Let's add a few little darks as well. We could put in some nice little dots of pure paint as well, just to give it that extra little bit of kind of texture. Now, I'm at the stage where I need to let this one completely dry, because we're going to link them together now with beautiful shadow work. Once your mushrooms are nice and dry, we can start to add some finer details, and what I'd like us to do is to connect the shapes with shadow work now. So I'm going to take the Ultramarine Blue, I'm going to put a touch of that red into that, make a nice darker purple colour. I'm kind of edging more on the blue side than the red side. Yeah. Always mix plenty of wash. Right, okay, so the light's coming from this side, so let's add a nice shadow underneath this mushroom shape here, look. And let's pull that shadow out a little bit as well, so it reaches that corner, look. That keeps it nicely tied together. What about this one here, look? Let's have a shadow that's going to come out and along that line, like so. And then maybe we'll see it again somewhere around this point. And that connects that to that shape. And do you know what? I'm going to run that shadow up into that mushroom as well, just to give it that extra connection. Let's have a bit of a shadow here, and I'm definitely going to put a little shadow just underneath there like that. And already that makes such a difference, doesn't it? It just does. It just ties those shapes together nicely. And of course, you can add lots of details if you want to. I'm going to just put in some little dark sections into the bottom of that mushroom, and I can come in with lots of darker values if I wanted to around the shape. So for instance, if I want to show off an area that is very light, let's do this. Let's take some paint, and it can be any colour. I'm going to go for the Ultramarine Blue, and I want to show off that beautiful shape there, look, that lovely curve. And I'm going to put a little bit of that here as well and show off that curve. And that one. Let's pop a bit of red into those. And I'm just going to soften them down. Maybe even a little splatter from time to time is quite nice. So I'm connecting the top shapes now. rather than the shadows. Let's pull them out a little bit as well. There we go. And, oh, let's show off this shape here, look. Let's put that ultramarine blue there and a little bit of the red as well, why not? And I'm just softening away. In fact, I'm going to add a lot more water now and just pull it down. Give that paint somewhere to go. I'm going to give it a little spray as well. And I'm going to wait for it to totally dry and just add a few tiny little final details. So I'm sure you'll agree, because I've turned my paper around now, you can see that they're starting to take shape and form. And for me, it's just a few little details now needed just to bring this to life. So let's just take that ultramarine blue again with a little bit of that red in it, and let's go for some really dark colours. So let's put in this section here. I think that could be a little bit darker. So what I tend to do is I'll put a wash down and then I'll clean my brush and soften it. So I'll do two at the same time. Let's put that dark in here like that. Cleaning my brush and just softening down. Just for that extra bit of dimension. I'm going to come underneath as well, and I'm going to put an extra dark just on the base. So the shadow's still there, but I'm just making it slightly stronger. Let's make this one a bit darker as well. I feel it could definitely be dark in that little corner look. And, oh, let's take that shadow right across. Maybe another line like that. And maybe some linear marks might be quite nice, just to kind of suggest the textures that are going on in that stalk. Softening away. Let's make this a little bit darker. Just on the edge, look. And finally, let's make this one a bit darker as well. Let's give that a darker value here, look. And what about underneath here where the stalk is? Maybe some nice linear marks on that as well. Maybe some dots and dashes. Softening away. And there we go. Brush down. It's a nice little exercise to try, and I will kind of reiterate that, you know, still life is so important. And I'm not going for realism here. I'm just looking at shapes and form and shadows and enjoying the process. And for me, that's what it's all about. So enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.